review today. We're doing a couple of small patches of scalp mowed yesterday. I've switched my rake tractor to the 585 because this 585 has a definite advantage. It has a squeakier seat and has air conditioning. Yay! And it's hot out there, dusty and sweaty, and I love it. Day after I mowed the field into the dark, so you guessed it, I really don't know what day this is, but we had to go through two gates where there's cattle to get here, so I have to leave about the same time he does, so we can not both have to open and shut gates. It's just I can open them that way and he can shut them, or vice versa. So I've done my outside 2 rounds to get us into the middle, and that's done up all the little corners kind of, so he gets around here and gets past me, we'll be able to not have to stop again. Maybe I want to stop and wait on him to catch up. This is not very good hay. It just kind of grows stuff. It's on the place we call the Lewis place. It's a hole in the woods, kind of. Belongs to a friend of mine. It was his grandpa's place. There used to be a house right there, and I still remember an old shack sitting there. There's old footings over there inside of that, but somewhere in that mess there's even a drilled well. They had a drilled well here, but they never did have electric. And so everything that would have come out of that well come out in a well bucket. Anybody knows about that kind of stuff. Still using 10-wheel Citrix rake. Baling with probably a 78 or 79 model Vermeer 605F round baler. My dad bought his first round baler when I was about 5, and pulled it behind a 40 horsepower tractor, 45 horsepower tractor. Biggest tractor he had then. Scott was talking with a friend of ours the other day that works for an outfit that sells balers not far from here, and he said they recommend people to use at least a 130 horsepower tractor on their baler. And I'm like, dude, do you know we used one of them balers for like over 20 years before we ever even owned a tractor that big? Yeah, that's where they're at now. Keep thinking he's coming around that bend just any time, but I've been thinking about doing something different with this over here. I could spray this and kill that Cerisa early, and then maybe drill. I was thinking about drilling hay grazer in here, baling it. Sometimes you can get a couple of cuttings off that hay grazer, and I'd like to make me some more silage, but it's a lot of work to make that into baleage. I don't know. And I thought about the guy that has it. He doesn't seem to mind if we manage it. However, only thing he does up here is hunt deer sometimes. I don't even know if he went hunting this last year or not. I know that him and his daughters used to do that a lot, but don't even know. Don't know. So I kind of think that we could do about anything we wanted to up here. We drilled wheat in this and oats a couple of times. The oats was a complete flop. We didn't get any of them to sprout. This ground right up in here is not, it's shallow, but it gets really wet. And I'm pretty sure our seed rotted before it sprouted. Wouldn't sprout. Something was wrong anyway, it didn't work. And you know, I I could do that for a oat crop or something like that. Thought about that Cerisa kind of goes away, and I thought about making sure we got it baled off late this fall and then planting maybe triticale or something up in here, fertilizing it good. See if I couldn't get some of that to grow. I understand it makes really good hay, or rye. That rye will kind of come on early to where you can get a lot of some tonnage off from it. But this is not very big. Altogether, I think it's 5 acres. I'd like to come up here and clean these spots up where these sprouts is screwed up. He had come in here and cleaned a bunch of it up and piled it up, burned it, and then never picked up the stuff. So there's stuff in an old burn pile inside each one of those. I'm like, I think I can clean it up and wouldn't have to burn nothing. Just push it over them trees, or over there even. But anyway, we get this bale off here, make a few bales. Not very, like I said, not very good stuff. The Cerisa was too tall to have much feed value, but you know, I've had years whenever I'd bale some stuff like that and think, man, I don't even know if they'd eat it if the snow was flying, and then you get a streak of bad weather and you're glad you got something like that to unroll out there for them cows, gives them something to lay on that's not frozen. Done a bunch of work on his pickup, changed a whole bunch of teeth. He said it's doing a lot better job today. And that's good because we're going to bale my hay tomorrow. But we had this patch, a couple of packages right on the state line in Angus Drive. That thing just eats the hay. Eats it right up. This was the field that years ago both of my boys worked together to throw out some wheat seed for me. We had it all tilled up then, and I've worked this ground up 4 or 5 times. Of course, you rake up, or you work up a new crop of rocks every time you do that. But last time we did anything to it, we no-tilled it, and it worked okay. But weather didn't cooperate for us to grow much of a wheat crop, and what we were growing it for was to be able to make silage out of it. And then the weather didn't even give us 2 dry days to where we could cut it down and get it in a bale to make baleage out of it. So, let's make a nice big windrow. Sheet and Lespedeza. That old Cerisa Lespedeza has murdered a haul in the square bale. I used to be into doing some of that square bale hauling for people. Oh, it just tear your arms up. It's very big at all because that has them woody stems. Let's see how we do here. Between that bale and that windrow or not. I'm gonna have to squeeze. I think I will. Yeah. Look at there, I made it. Huh. There you go, do squeeze it a little. And then don't forget to unsqueeze it. It's pretty important to unsqueeze it when you're raking it. couple years ago, and I don't know if I ever commented anything about how that fed, but we didn't wait for it to dry out at all. We planned to make baleage out of it, and so we baled her the day after we mowed it, and I didn't get much tonnage off of it. The ground that I put that in was really poor. However, the seed cost weighing against what we got out of it, it was not worth it. I could have grown grass hay, not done anything to it but fertilized it and sprayed the ground I had, and I would have made more bales of hay. Would it have been as good? Probably not. Do you think that makes much difference? I don't know. Am I getting way over in the weeds? Yes, I am. But the rakes didn't touch it. Here we go. I'll be able to get him to come over here and bale that windrow right here. I mean, that's the hope. If I get him to bale that windrow right there, I'll be able to get around that group of trees. Can't even get to that windrow right there. Let's see if we can get us in the shade. Air conditioning's great, but it works a whole lot better when you're parked in the shade out of that hot sun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you have to wait on the baler to get done, find a way to get in the shade. Baled all the hay that Dad and I used from 2000 to 2015 with that tractor and baler, and we was doing quite a bit more for our own, and then we did my uncle's hay too, and so it probably was baling 1,200-1,500 bales a year. We had kept a couple of the places that one of them I rented, or two of them actually I rented from the people we was baling hay for, and Dad had one, and they all amounted to about 40, 60, 70 acres apiece. Plus we done quite a little bit of our own where we could, and we had more cattle. So, and I was not only feeding cattle my hay, I was selling hay too. So it takes quite a little bit of hay when you got 100 head of mamas to feed. It can take quite a little bit of hay. You'd like to, if you're going to own a baler, you'd like to have it so that you made all the hay you was going to use. Oh, that thing just eats the hay now. and my heifers is all up there. I got a good count on them, but the bull wasn't with them. You know what's going on there. Come on over here. Bail this one over here. Bail this one over here. Bail this one over here. Is he gonna do it? Think he heard me? I think he's just doing that to be nice to me. That's what I think. I know he couldn't hear me. He's gonna have to stop and make a bail. Right in the middle of that. No, maybe not. I hope he gets far enough past it. Well, we don't like much here and we'll be done. I'll just say thanks for watching. I hope I'm not boring you to death with the same stuff over and over again. This is just what we're doing. Catch you later.